Hey everyone, Adwin's here! And the next leg of our hero's journey is here with Arc 2, Chapter 7. Things seem to be coming to a climax as 4th anniversary approaches. And of course, in preparation, they release a highly anticipated character just before it, tempting us to spend all our money and then spend again for whatever Annie has in store. At least she'll be unlimited, so she could still be in the spooking pool. But anyway, I'm talking about Yuna Kureha, the leader of the Promised Blood Gang, and true protagonist in this clusterfuck of a story. What? Don't look at me like that. Yuna is on a journey to slay the evil Iroha, who has been hoarding the Doppel system for her own city, and leaving other magical girls to suffer. But seriously, Yuna is just fucking cooler than Iroha. Look at this transformation. She even has a horn. Why does she have a horn? I don't fucking know. But if she doesn't stab someone with it, this story is a 0 out of 10. She's an attack type with, well, high attack. It's not the highest, but honestly, anyone with an attack cap of over 12,000 is good. 2A to B is a balanced stick set, but it will affect her damage output. Don't you worry though, because she'll have something to make up for it. Fury Adept increases Yuna's attack and defense when an ally dies. This is a nice, flavorful ability that shows how much suffering she's, well, suffered, and her probably less than healthy response to it. Funnily enough, this parallels Yachio's SE with a similar flavor, but they're fundamentally different. I could try and explain exactly how, but this is a gameplay review. I'll just boil it down to, Yuna gets angry. Also, unlike Yachio, Yuna leans into this mechanic a little harder. Looking at her active, she gets a massive attack and defense boost when at critical HP, which in this game is less than 20%. Think this is a steep condition? No worries, this skill also does 80.1% damage to her, which of course at 100% health is just enough to get her to critical. Gladly, this self-damage will leave her at 1 HP at minimum. This is a very risky move for obvious reasons, but that's 60% attack right there. You also don't have to worry about dying immediately because of the defense boost, which she also has a bit more of in her normal SE, and she even gives herself a barrier, so at least she won't, like, immediately die. You'd be wise to not use this right off the bat though, unless you think you can clear the battle in a few turns, or if you just have a death wish. Like many good actives, timing is key. There isn't much else to talk about in her SE, but Weapon Blast Aura increases your party's blast and damage output for 5 turns, so that's really nice. Her Connect is Defense Pierce and Anti-Evade. The latter is obviously for mirrors, but as good as that is, it won't evade other defensive effects like Provoke and Guardian, so it's whatever. She isn't really for mirrors anyway. Defense Pierce is really good for her kind of character though. Her Magia and Doppel deals strengthened damage to dark types, and it increases her own attack and Magia damage for a few turns. This encourages her to try and loop her Magia and Doppel, and with how good her attack is and her 2 Axel discs, it's definitely worth a shot. She also gives herself 10k barrier on Magia and 15k on Doppel. She's beefy. It's meant to keep her alive if you use her active earlier, so you can continue to enjoy her buffs with relative safety. Overall, Yuna is a character with a simple playstyle with an interesting twist. She hits hard and only gets more powerful as you kill her allies and as she gets closer to the brink of death. It's a high-risk, high-reward strategy that I think will be very satisfying to pull off, whether you try to loop her Magia or just focus on Blast. Can you think of anything more metal and badass than that? Even her Doppel implies that the blood of her fallen allies are holding her actual Doppel back, lest her revenge-fueled rage destroy her and everyone around her. The new chapter has really shown her character off, and I'm really liking it. I have my problems with Arc 2 overall, and I actually haven't read much of the recent material, but I'm really excited to see where it goes from here. Might as well start catching up. Are people unironically shipping Kureha and Yuna?